everyone, and welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I hope to earn your subscription today. If you're like me and you're obsessed with blankets and would love to find a way to display them without damaging them, you're going to love this video. There's something just so cozy, warm, and loving about blankets in a home. I have a collection of blankets that I've gathered from my travels around the world, like this one here, and some that I've been lucky enough to have given to me from family members. Sadly, often these beautiful blankets get tucked away in blanket boxes and we can't really see them. So today I'm going to show you how to hang your beautiful wool heavy blankets, or any other blanket in fact, like this gorgeous heavy wool blanket that I brought home from Ireland, using just a rare earth magnet without damaging this gorgeous blanket. So let's get to it. First, we want to measure and prepare our wall. After roughly measuring the center, make sure you mark where the studs are. Then you're going to choose a mounting surface. So you'll need to choose a board to secure your magnets in. You could use a nice piece of solid wood that you either finish nicely or paint, or an MDF board works lovely for a seamless look. You could use rustic wood or driftwood like we chose. Make sure to test out your wood and make sure your blankets won't interfere with anything on the walls. We chose to throw our wood through the planer, but you don't have to. You can make this as rustic or as finished as you prefer. Next, you need to mark where you want to place your magnets on your board. We have 5 blankets we want to hang, so we're measuring right in the center, widthwise and lengthwise, and then marking out our other 4 points, making sure to keep them centered in the board. Next, make sure to clamp the board down on both sides so it's secure. We use this magnet cup and washer set that you can get at Lee Valley. I'll leave a couple links to these magnets in the description below. You're also going to need a Forstner bit for your drill. They come in many sizes, and you'll need to choose a size that's equal to or greater than the diameter of the magnet that you choose. Ours is an antique Forstner bit, but no matter which one you use, place it in the center of the hole and begin drilling. Make sure not to drill all the way through the board. You'll need to drill to a minimum thickness of the magnet anchor so that the magnet anchor is flush with the top of your board. This works well for light blankets. However, if you're using slippery wool blankets, no matter how strong these rare earth magnets, they will just slip and slide right off. So to hang these heavy slippery wool blankets, you need to either choose a thicker board and recess the hole deeper, or create a lip with 2 small screws that will be hidden behind the blanket. And this is what we did since we just loved our piece of driftwood. And this works perfect for the rustic look. However, if you would like a more finished look, we'd recommend using a thicker piece of wood and recessing it to a maximum depth of the anchor thickness plus half the magnet thickness. Just make sure not to recess it too far or the magnet will get stuck. If you're going for a rustic look like us, you just need to lightly sand now before placing the magnetic anchor and securing it with a number 10 screw. Once we repeated this for all 5 of the magnets, we then test the length of the blanket and decide where we want to secure our board. Then just make sure to secure your board into the wall where you measured that your studs are. For the more finished look, you could also pre-drill the hole and then fill it with putty. Next, just add the magnet topper and push it directly into the anchor, which is secured to the wood. Since I'm using some thick, heavy wool blankets and the board we chose is not deep enough to recess the hole further, we created a little lip with small screws. This is hidden behind the blanket and is a genius way so that the magnet does not slide down. Now we're ready to hang your favorite blankets. I'm going to show you 2 methods. The first method, we're going to hold the blanket lengthwise and grab the top at the center. Give it a shake and fold it up a few times at the top. Then check the length. We believe the best length is about 6 inches above the ground. Then grab a magnet and place it just below the folds of the blanket. Adjust the blanket so that it looks gorgeous and it will cause no damage to your blankets. The next method is using a slip knot attached to your magnet. If you'd like to see how I make the little slip knot magnet, just stick around to the end and I'll show you exactly how. We start this method the same by holding the blanket lengthwise and grabbing the top at the center. Then give it a shake and fold it up a few times and checking that the length is how you want it. Then simply pinch the top 2 inches and grab the knotted rope with the magnet. Loosen the slip knot and slip it over the blanket. Then just simply tighten the slip knot, keeping the magnet on the back side of your blanket. Adjust the blanket as necessary to make it look nice and attach the magnet to the wall. It's that simple. This method works perfectly for really heavy blankets or delicate blankets that are loosely woven or may be pulled apart with weight. And there you have it, 2 damage-free ways to hang your beautiful blankets. And as promised, I'm going to show you how to tie the slip knot and attach it to your magnet. You'll need about 2 feet or 24 inches of thick rope and some small 12-inch pieces of jute. And at about that 24-inch mark, you'll just tie off the end and cut it. This is so that it doesn't start to fray on you. Then grab one of the ends, place it in the palm of your hand, and create a loop that's about 4 inches in diameter. Then take the end that is not being held in your hand, cross it over top, hold it with your thumb, and loop it behind the loop. Wrap it once around again, so you now have 2 pieces of rope, then around a 3rd time. Then you'll have this loose end. You're going to feed this loose end underneath all 3 of those loops that you just created. I made mine a little tight, so I'm struggling to get that last one through. But don't worry if you have to loosen it a little with your fingers. Once you get that rope through, then you're just going to gently adjust and pull on that end. Do not tighten it yet, as now we're going to attach the magnet using our leftover piece of jute. And you can see the knot that we've tied has one nice smooth side with the 3 loops. This is the side you want to place the magnet on, as if you put it on the other side, you'll see it's bumpy and the magnet will not sit flat. On this smooth side, the magnet will sit nice and flat. I like to use a large plastic needle to feed my rope through this part, but you don't have to. You can certainly use your fingers. I just fumble a lot if I don't do this, and with using the needle, it's super easy to just feed that jute rope right through those 3 loops. Now it's time to tighten the knot. So if you pull one end of the slip knot, you'll see it just slips, and that is the part that we're going to use to attach our blanket. So then just grab the opposite side and pull on those ropes as much as you can, adjusting those 3 loops as needed to keep it nice and flat and tight. You want the loop to be facing flat like this with the 3 loops on the one side. Then to test that your slip knot works, pull on the other loose end and make sure that it is tight, but you're able to adjust the loop. Then we can now take this jute and tie our magnet on. So the way I like to do this is just to loop it from the top through the middle of the magnet, pull it tight and back down towards the other end. Then I take the other end of the jute that I still have my needle on, but you certainly don't have to use the needle. Pull it from the top through. Now you have 2 ends, one on either side. Then I just bring the one end back and through so that I can tie a knot with the jute to tighten it. So I just tie a regular knot on the one side, centering that jute in the magnet, and keep tying knots until I run out of rope. Once I've tied a double knot, just wrap them back around and tie a knot on the other side. And I like to double knot that. If I have enough rope, I just keep going around and around until I have it nice and tight and secure. Then I like to use that needle and just tuck those loose ends in so they're not visible. And that's it. Then our rope magnet is ready. All we need to do is cut off all the loose ends to make it look pretty. And then our ropes are ready to be attached to our blanket and used to hang our beautiful blankets without risk of damaging them. Just pull on the looser end to loosen and tighten your slip knot for your blanket. And if you'd like, you can add a little greenery, just tuck it in and wrap it around your magnet so you can't even tell it's there. That way, when you take your blanket off the wall, you'll still have something pretty sitting on the wall. If you have some beautiful treasures like these ones here that you've collected or had given to you, I sure hope that you'll try hanging your blankets this way. It is so easy, and once it's up there, it just brings such a cozy, warm feeling to your home. And when you want to use your blanket, it is so easy to take down. All you have to do is either just take the magnet off, or if you're using a rope, loosen the rope, put it back on the wall, and your blanket's there to cuddle with anytime you need it. I sure do love blankets, and I hope that you love this damage-free way to hang your blankets. You can hang any blanket this way and even change them up for the seasons. Thanks so much for watching, and if you love this video, please let me know in the comments below and subscribe to my channel for more do-it-yourself videos.